Hi, everyone. I'm Philip Tummy, and I'm a self-advocate. I worked for TMG for over 8 years, and I've been a part of Best Buddies for 8 years. I'm also one of the hosts of the Self-Determination YouTube channel. Welcome to the community resources part of our kickoff events. Community resources help improve the quality of community life. They make life better for community members. Today, we are featuring 7 community resources hosted by organizations across Wisconsin. Our tour begins at the Slinger fire station. Here, we'll learn about some safety tips for your home and how to use and care for your fire extinguisher.
Hi, I'm Corey Forster from the Slinger Fire Department, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the history here. We started out in 1888, and we were known as the Washington Fire Company of Schlesingerville. We then had another name change in 1912 called the Schlesingerville Fire Department. And we had a third name change in 1921 to the Slinger Fire Department. What we do here is we volunteer. We're not a full-time department, which means we're paid on call or we actually get a check. We do this just as volunteers. We have other jobs out there, and this is basically what we do as a side job for us. And what we do is we train through the state, we learn how to become firefighters, and in our free time, we go and fight fires. It's very important in the volunteer fire department to have those around in your area because there's no way of being able to help all these communities with paid on-call people. So there's actually more volunteer fire departments than there are paid-on fire departments. And we work in conjunction with them too. So on the bigger towns and the bigger cities that we go to, we actually help them out and go and help them, and they come and help us out. So that's called a mutual aid pact with other fire departments. And it's very important to have other fire departments help each other because there's just not enough manpower to do that stuff. We also have fire trucks that are a different color than you're used to seeing. Normal fire trucks are red, but ours are actually a lime yellow. And the reason we have that color is back in 1980s, there was a poll to see what color was the most visible through snow, rain, nighttime, and they decided this color was the most visible. But nowadays, it actually has changed to you can have all sorts of colors. So take a look around at your local fire department, see what color their fire truck is. Most likely it'll be red, but there's a couple out there that actually have a different color, and that's pretty cool. So that's a little bit about the history of our fire department. And now I'd like to show you about fire extinguishers and what's a good time to use them and how to use them. Basically, the most important thing for your family to have is an escape plan when it comes to fire safety. If you have a fire in your house, you have to have different ways to get out of your house, and also the most important place is a meeting spot. So when you're out of the building, you can all go to the same meeting spot and make sure that everyone is accounted for. So if someone's in the upstairs, you have to figure out a place that's good for them to get out that way. If someone's downstairs, to figure out a way to get out that way, and basically come up with the same game plan every single time. The biggest thing with fires is that you don't want to be up high when you're walking through a building that's on fire. You want to stay low because the oxygen is at its best at the lowest point. And when you get on your hands and knees, if you have to crawl out, just try not to get any smoke as much as possible. Also, check doors. If there's a fire going on and the smoke detectors are going off, always check the door handle first. If the door handle's hot, that means that there's a fire behind it and you should stay there. If you are contained in your room and you can't get out of your room, make sure to go to the close this window and rap on it, open it if you can escape, or wait for the fire department to come, but whatever you do, don't open up that door if that handle's hot. If you have a disability or mobility issues, you should contact your local fire department. The best way to do that is either searching for them on the internet, for your local, and they generally have a number that you can call. You can also use 211, and the information person can help you with that as well. What you want to do is just tell the fire department that you have mobility issues, and they can put this on an actual cue card. And what happens is that they'll put this on their card, so if there is a call at your local residence, it'll be predetermined that you have to have some extra help to get yourself out of the house. And what they do then is they call in extra services to help that situation get done. Second of all, smoke detectors. With smoke detectors, always check the batteries once a year. It's important you do that. And some families have, let's say during Christmas, they all go around and they check their batteries. And it's easy to test for a smoke detector too. You just tap the top button and hold it down, and if it makes a chirping noise, that's important. That means it's working. Also, if you have someone that has hearing issues, make sure you have one that has a strobe on it. It's a little light that goes and flashes all throughout the house. So you make sure you get a strobe smoke detector as well if you have any hearing impaired people. That's also important. Moving on to fire extinguishers. If there is a fire, a lot of times a fire extinguisher can put that fire out before any problems begin. But what we want you to do, more importantly, is if there is a fire in your house, to call 911 first. The reason is it takes time for a fire department to get to your house. So if you don't do that first, you might forget. And that is why we want you to do that first. Once the fire department is called, they're going to be coming on their way, and then you can decide if the fire can get put out with a fire extinguisher. There are a couple of things with fire extinguishers, and actually there's 5 different types. There's a water, foam, powder, CO2, and wet chemical. But we're just going to talk about 3 of them, water, foam, and powder, because that's the 3 that you have to worry about at your house. Now the 3 different types of fire extinguishers also have symbols on them. A stands for materials like paper and wood. The B stands for fuels like gasoline or oils, and powder is for petroleum products. So this fire extinguisher actually covers all 3. And that's a good one. So this is one that is a very good one for your household. Now the biggest thing about that is you also have to have them located in places you're going to remember. You don't want them behind a cupboard. You don't want them underneath something. You want to have them so that you know when there's a fire you can grab it, and you can grab it fast. So I recommend having it close to either your stoves or or any kind of like heated areas like furnaces and stuff like that. Have a fire extinguisher next to it, so if there's a problem, you can grab it and use it. Another thing that you have to worry about with fire extinguishers is, should I use it? If a fire is out of control, it's not going to help the situation. If a fire is on a stovetop or in a garbage can, that's when you could use a fire extinguisher and use it successfully. When you're using a fire extinguisher, you have to pull the pin first, which is right here, and then you take the nozzle and you pull the nozzle out like that, and you grab it just like so. When you're ready to use it, you just squeeze the handle and the material will come out. Maybe it's foam, maybe it's water, maybe it's a spray. All work the same. And what you're always going to do with a fire extinguisher is spray it at the base. Don't try to do up high where the flames are, because actually the base of the fire is where all the trouble is. So you're going to take this and spray the base of it for the entire length of the fire extinguisher. Use the entire bottle up. Don't spray, spray, spray. Don't spray, wait, spray, wait. Just hold the handle down and use all of this to get that fire out. That's the best chance you're going to get to putting out that fire. The best place to get a fire extinguisher is online, Or you could go to a Home Depot or a Menards and get a fire extinguisher there as well. Fire departments also sometimes have fire extinguishers, or they probably have the best means to tell you where to get the best ones. Also, you need to know that fire extinguishers actually have a shelf life. This one has a tag dated for 2020, which means it's good for 1 full year. So at 2021, I need to go and make sure and get this recharged or retested, or buy a new one. Now, the best way to do that is to go to your local fire department and tell them, and they can help you get the right channels to get this thing tested out. It's a very simple process, and I would recommend you going to a fire department to do that. Well, that concludes our visit at the Slinger Fire Department, where we talked about fire extinguishers, smoke alarms, and fire safety. I also want to say, if you have any questions or any problems, please talk to the local fire department. They want to help you, they're willing to help you, and they're going to help you. Stay safe.
Libraries are great sources for information and entertainment. Let's see how to get a library card and learn about resources you don't have to leave home to use.
Hi, I'm Tana Elias, Digital Services and Marketing Manager for Madison Public Library, and we're here at Madison Public Library's Local History Room today. I'm so excited to have the chance to say hello and to introduce you to a free resource that is probably in your community, your public library. I'm here to share some resources with you, some that you might know about and some that you might not know about. So what can you do at your public library? Well, there's the obvious. You can use the library to check out a book. We have books on many topics, from fun reading and relaxation reading to books about nonfiction topics. If you want to learn how to do something, if you want to learn how to speak a new language or cook a new recipe or find some resources for your business, we've got books for that. Books can be trusted resources as opposed to the internet. You can do a random internet search and find all sorts of materials, but sometimes books are better resources. Libraries also have materials in lots of formats like audiobooks, DVDs, CDs, magazines, newspapers, and others that might be specific to a particular library collection. Libraries also have ebooks and downloadable audiobooks through, if you're in Wisconsin, through a statewide consortium called Wisconsin's Digital Library. It's a partnership with a commercial vendor called Overdrive, and you can use the Libby app to download books or audiobooks to your phone, tablet, e-reader, or computer. One thing that I like to highlight about the Libby service is that there are no fines on those books. When you're done reading, or if you forget to return it on time, it checks itself in automatically and you don't have to worry about getting that book back to the library. So no last-minute drive to the library, no worrying about fines if the book is overdue. It just simply disappears off your device and off your record and is available for the next person. We also have access to online databases. Some of those are statewide in Wisconsin through the BadgerLink Consortium, and in other states through other state or local consortiums, or directly through your local public library. Those databases are very different from library to library, but many of them have a large collection of magazine and newspaper articles and information like consumer reports or auto repair services or language learning software or business resources to help you grow or start a business. All of these things require a library card to use, but getting a library card is really easy. Most libraries require only a photo ID and proof of current address, and there are many pieces of documentation that can provide those two things. You don't need a library card, of course, to use the public library, but you do usually need a library card to check materials out. You're welcome to come to the space with no library card, of course. You can use the library's catalog to find what you're looking for online. Almost all libraries have websites where you can go and browse and see what's in the collection, check your library card record, place things on hold, and see when your items are expected to come in. Many libraries will let you reserve materials and ship them to another library for you to pick up. Public libraries like to share, and we're built on sharing. So if we don't have a material that you're looking for, ask your local librarian to see if they can help you find it from another library. So some people like using library materials, but other people come to public libraries to use some of the services that we offer. One of the most important services that public libraries have learned to provide in the last 20 years is computer access. We have many people using our computers every day and using our internet through the Wi-Fi that we provide in our buildings. We also offer services like printing, photocopying, scanning. In some cases, we have more advanced audio or visual technology to use as well. Many libraries also teach classes from basic computer use to how to develop a business plan or specific computer classes to more advanced things like audio or video production. Libraries are also a great resource for people who are looking to start a business or expand their business. Some libraries even help people connect their businesses to the community. If you're an artist or a writer, you might be able to host an exhibit or an author reading at your local public library. Many groups combine the library's technology resources with another asset that public libraries offer to their communities in their public space. So if you're a small business owner or you're learning something, you can use the library as a tutor meeting center. You can use the library to work on your business plan. You can use the library to host a program or event, or to have a business meeting, or even just for quiet study. Many public libraries have small individual study rooms or large community rooms for small or large gatherings. And those who don't have individual rooms probably have quiet spaces in their libraries where you could have a quiet meeting or a one-on-one with another person. One thing we hear over and over again from our library customers is how much they really appreciate the staff that work in public libraries. It can't be said enough that the people that you work with in public libraries are trained to help you get answers to your questions and trained to help you navigate all the many resources that public libraries offer. Libraries are also a great place to build social connections as well. We hear from many of our library visitors that they so appreciate the opportunity to meet other people in libraries through the programs and classes that we offer and through their own connections that they make when they visit the library. Many libraries help their community connect to other agencies or organizations or government institutions in their libraries as well. For example, Madison Public Library helps register people to vote and offers classes for people who are learning to speak English in partnership with the Literacy Network. Libraries are well known for having books, but fewer people take advantage of public library programs. Libraries have so many programs available, from book discussions to movie nights to art exhibits to classes. Some have yoga or dance classes, many different things that you can do in public libraries. I really encourage you, if you are looking for social opportunities or more connection, to see what the local library has to offer in your community. Libraries are also wonderful places to volunteer. If you're looking to gain work experience or haven't been in the workplace for a while, many libraries accept volunteers, and volunteering at the library is a great way to make some connections, but also gain some work experience and have a reference that you can share on a job application or a resume. And while I've talked a lot about how social libraries are, libraries can also be wonderful places for those who aren't really comfortable socializing. Many libraries have implemented SelfCheck machines, similar to those that you find in the grocery store or Target. And so if you want to come into the library and pick up the books that you've put on hold and just enjoy them quietly and alone, you can do that as well. Accessibility and inclusivity are very important to public libraries, and we do everything that we can to make sure that we are accessible and available and welcoming to a wide variety of audiences. Libraries are required to follow ADA accessibility guidelines in our buildings and spaces, and we follow web accessibility guidelines for our websites as well. Some libraries also have quiet or comfort rooms for people who are overwhelmed by too much stimulation, and we have other accessibility features in public libraries as well, such as hearing loops or programs that work with talking books and Braille, so that if we don't have those resources in our libraries, we can get them from a larger statewide resource. Libraries are inclusive in other ways too. We try to have collections and programs and services that reflect all races and religions. Our collections and events try to reflect the diversity of our community, including people of many races, religions, ethnicities, sexual orientations, and gender. While I work at Madison Public Library, many public libraries have similar services. We all try to be as welcoming as possible and count on seeing members of our community in our spaces and getting their feedback on what programs and services and collections matter to them and what they'd like to see more of. We think that public libraries are for everyone, and we hope to see you soon.
Did you know that the post office offers services that come right to your door besides mail delivery? Let's see what some of these services are.
Welcome to the Self-Determination Conference 2021. We are going to be talking about what you can do in your neighborhood from the comforts of your own home today. I'm Vicki Gunderson with GT Independence, and I'm part of the Self-Determination Planning Committee. USPS, or United States Postal Service, is somewhere that we all frequently go. Either they're delivering mail to us, or we're going to mail packages, or we are going to purchase stamps. Today, I am going to be showing you some of the things that you can do from your home. One of those is informed delivery. Informed delivery is you being able to know what is coming in your mail before you receive your mail. So you can sign up for informed delivery. You do need to have a residential or a post office box to do so. This is not something that you can sign up for a business. It is residential customers only. There is a way to sign up, and then you will be getting an email that tells you what is coming in your mail, so you are informed prior to. So informed delivery is one of the options that you can do from the comforts of your own home. Another option that you can do from your own home is you can purchase stamps, and you are not just purchasing the forever stamps. You actually can make a choice of which stamps that you would like to purchase. So you can get the forever stamps, you can get Western stamps, there's Major League Baseball stamps, there's flower stamps. There's all kinds of things that you can do right here from the comforts of your own home. You can also, with Christmas and the holidays coming up, you can send your gifts and packages off to your friends, your family, your neighbors. These are all things that you can do from your local post office. If you'd prefer to stay at home, if the weather's bad, if the numbers keep rising with COVID and you're more comfortable doing these services from home, there are these options available to you on the USPS.com website. You can also look up those zip codes that you're going to need when you're getting and addressing those Christmas cards or holiday cards that you're going to be sending out. If you're going to be gone for the holidays, you can hold your mail. You can go out here and you can choose the icon that says hold mail. You can put in your account information and you're able to have your mail held at the post office until you return back home. There are so many options available that if you look out here under quick tools, you will just choose the icon or the description below it. If you're going to move this winter or next spring, you can change your address on here. You can rent and renew your post office box out here. You do not have to travel to the post office by bus, taxi, Uber, or having a neighbor take you. You can do all of these from the comforts of your own home. If you have questions, remember, you can use the help button on the USPS.com webpage, or you may go to your local post office and they would be happy to help and assist you.
Keeping healthy is on everyone's mind these days. See if you know these simple things to keep yourself and others around you healthy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sue Urban. I'm a nurse and I'm the Senior Director of Clinical Services for the Wisconsin IRIS program. I oversee the IRIS Self-Directed Personal Care Program. I'm going to be spending a little time talking to you about a very important topic, putting on a mask. Now, I have glasses and I have earrings on because that's real life. So those are the things that we have to accommodate and work around if we're going to wear a mask, right? And I also put lipstick on because that's another thing to think about. And I want to talk a little bit about that. So I'm going to talk about the different types of masks and why I brought up the lipstick part. First of all, there's many types of disposable masks out there. Here I have a blue, a pink, and a peach. Now, I just want to talk about masks in general. Now you can see the pink if I bring it up close. It's pink on the front and white on the back. I see people wearing the white side out. The colored side always goes out. Same with the blue, same with the peach. So the blue goes out, the white goes towards your face, okay? I always see people wearing them wrong. And there's pleats in the front, little accordion pleats that should be pulled out. A lot of people don't even pull them out. So we're going to talk about that. And then cloth masks. This is my favorite. It has a lot of room. It's got the wire, and this one has adjustable loops on the side so I can get it to the right size. It's got elastic on the sides. It also has a pouch if I want to add an extra filter. Now, this is 2 layers. Do I need an extra filter? Well, you can either cut up a coffee filter or purchase filters. If you're going to be in an area where maybe more people are than you really want them to be, and you're going to add more layers of protection. The other alternative is you can wear 2 masks, which a lot of people do. So I'm going to show you how to put that on and how to put on the paper mask. Then I'm going to show you a hack. It's called a lipstick guard. You can get about 5 of these on Amazon for $5. And what these do, they were made for women to keep their lipstick intact so the mask didn't brush against it. But what they're good for is creating airspace. So if you have asthma or you have anxiety, you got a little more room. That mask isn't pushed up against your face, and it's freeing and it's cheap. It's like $1. So I'll show you how to use that. So putting on a mask. The first thing we want to do is you have to wash your hands before you put on a mask. Because if your hands are dirty, you risk spreading germs around your face. So I'm going to pick my mask up that I'm going to wear. And this is a clean one. I'll pick it up by the loops. I'm going to pull it over to my face, holding the corners. I put my glasses up because you have to put your mask under your glasses if you have glasses. So I'm going to put my mask up and I'm going to press the clip down, then put my glasses on. There's no gap. There's no opening. It fit over my nose, over my mouth, kind of rests under my chin. And again, I love this one because I can adjust the ears to fit just me. So I'm going to put it back on and I'm going to show you how to take it off properly. So I'm not going to wash my hands again. Let's just pretend I've been wearing it all day. I breathed in germs with it. So how am I going to take it off? Plastic bag. Take the loops. One loop. Whoop. One loop. Two loops. Took it off. I'm not touching the mask. Fold it in half. Put it in the Ziploc bag or a paper bag. Put it in there. It's dirty. It's germy because I've been breathing in germs and it's trapped in the mask. And I'm not re-wearing this today because it's dirty. It's the end of the day. So there you go. It's all contained. Just take it home and be washed. Now I just took off a very dirty mask. So guess what I had to do again? You have to wash your hands. You got to do a thorough job every single time. Because one time you don't, guess what's going to happen? You're going to maybe get sick, right? And why is it so important to have clean hands? Because one reason we rub our eyes, we pick our teeth, we rub our nose, and that's how infections get on our body, besides the ones that just float in the air, and that's why we wear the mask. So that's a really important thing to remember is try to keep your hands away from your face during cold and flu season and during COVID season. So I do want to show how to use this mask guard because I do get a kick out of this. And this is just something I ordered to show you guys. Now, with these pleated masks, pull them open so they're nice and puffy. Now, this one has gathers on the side, so I'm not going to have gaps here. And that's something really important to think about. So you put this guard inside, just like that. And then what you do, if I can do it, take the loops, pretty easy, because they're very large. Put that through the loops on the side. And then you put it on like you would a regular mask. It doesn't have gaps, and I can tell you I have a lot more breathing room. I can breathe a lot easier with this in there. So that's just a tip if you have claustrophobia like me, and you want that extra breathing air. Also, this does not protect you. How many people do you see with a mask under their nose? Or this? Or this? Or even this? No, it's got to be over your nose. Like that. So I hope you guys learned something today. And the bottom line is I want you to stay healthy. And I want you to get through this winter without getting sick. And I hope you have a good conference. And I hope we'll see you all later. Thank you.
Do you have an at-home preparedness kit ready to go in case of an emergency? This demonstration by the American Red Cross will show you how to put one together.
Hi everyone, I'm Molly McCormick with the American Red Cross. I'm here today with my buddy
Finnegan, Lee Trout, and we're going to talk about safety kits.
And how you can be better prepared in case an emergency happens. So we're going to give you a sneak peek today in building your own safety preparedness kit. So Finn, why don't you start us off?
First thing here is we've got a water bottle. Now, for how much everybody wants soda, we can't have that in an emergency kit.
It's about what you need, right, bud?
So it's about what we need.
Not about what we want.
Not what we want.
So when we're preparing our kit, we need to make sure we know how many people in our family so that we can make sure we have enough for everybody.
Yeah.
And so we find a box for our home, and we load it up, and we have different supplies that can go into it, like water, and we need about 1 gallon a day per person in our family. So as you're preparing to make your home kit, you need to start thinking about what your family needs as a whole group.
You got dehydrated food in case you can't go out and do anything.
That's right. So sometimes you get stuck in your house, right, Finn? And you're going to need some things to eat. Now, Finn, should I get things like fruit or bananas?
No.
No, why wouldn't I want fruit or vegetables in my emergency kit?
Because they'll go bad. They'll
go bad. So you need to get things like a granola bar or these really fancy dehydrated meals that you can get at any camping store. What else do we have?
Right here we have an first aid kit in case you get yourself hurt. First aid kits come in all sizes.
So if we want one for our house, it can be a little bit bigger. If we want one for the car, well, we can just go ahead and grab a little bag and start filling up a bag so that we have a kit for our car too, right, Finn?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. What else are we putting in our kit today, Finn?
And this right here is a portable charger in case, you know, you run out of batteries. Charge your phone, charge your tablet, charge whatever you got.
That's right, because in an emergency you need to stay informed, and the best way to do that is to make sure that you have access to your technology so that you can know what's happening.
And a 9-volt battery.
Yeah, any extra batteries, right?
Flashlight or whatever in case the batteries go dead.
That's right. So it's important, any of the technology that you need, we need to make sure we have batteries for it so that way it works in case you lose power.
Got a multi-tool in case, you know, for multiple different things. There's a saw.
They come in all shapes and sizes, but the nice thing is that they're so small, right, Finn?
Yeah, they're small.
They fit anywhere, so they can be in your kit. You can keep them in your car kit. They're just handy to have. It's like having a whole toolbox right in your hand.
A whistle in case you're stranded in the middle of nowhere and need somebody to come over and help you out.
Yeah, whistles are always handy to have, especially if you're trying to get someone's attention. It's a great way to keep yourself safe.
Some shampoo in case you run out.
Yep, and so this is especially good if you're taking a bag to go. So if you have to leave your house in a hurry, it's good to have all of the toiletries. So not only shampoo, but what else do we need, Finn?
Hand soap.
Hand soap, yeah. We learned this past year that soap is very important, right? Yes. We got to keep our hands clean, keep ourselves safe.
And a toothbrush and toothpaste.
That's right, because if you have to leave your home in a hurry, these are going to be things that you want, right?
Yeah.
I know if I can't brush my teeth, I get cranky. What else we got, Finn?
This is an emergency poncho for in case it rains and you don't have a rain jacket.
That's right. So having that poncho handy to keep yourself from getting damp because you don't want to get sick. Having a spare set of clothes.
Spare set of clothes.
In case you need to change because you got wet or because you're on the go and you had to leave your home in a quick manner. This is all things that it's handy to have with you to make sure that you're comfortable, to make sure that you're safe. All of these items.
This is a first aid kit.
So first aid kits.
Another first aid kit.
And hygiene kits, making sure that you have those necessities with you. Having a little towel so that you can keep your hands clean and dry, making sure that you have tissues and
shave gel.
Yeah, Finn,
for your beard.
He's got the beard. I don't necessarily need that shave gel, but it's nice to have if you need it.
But it's nice for me.
It is nice.
Tissues, a razor.
That's right.
Roll-on deodorant, a comb, hand and body lotion, pretty much everything in there.
So, when you're putting together your kits, you have to think about what are the things that you need. Not necessarily the things you want, but these hygiene items are going to be nice to have if you have to leave in a hurry. Different emergencies call for different things. So sometimes when an emergency happens, you need your kit at home, and to have those kind of spare things at home are also going to be really nice. But having them in a to-go bag, which can come in any shape or size, is also going to be really lovely. What else we got, Finn?
In case you know your power goes out and you're looking around your house
That's right. So we've got a big one for our big kit.
We've got a smaller one.
Why would we want the smaller one, Finn?
For the smaller kit.
That's right. So we're going to put it in our car kit.
Ibuprofen in case you get pains or get a headache or something.
And
you'll want your prescription meds if you got to leave.
Yeah. So making sure that you have extra of your prescription in your kit is going to be a good idea as well, because if you can't get outside, if we had a big winter storm, you're going to want to make sure that you have all of your medicines available, right, Finn?
Yeah.
What else we got, buddy?
Some hand warmers, so you can warm your hands if you're outside, or if your power's out.
If your power's out, this is going to be big this winter, or in your car. If you run out of gas or have car issues, these are going to be really nice to have handy in your car.
That would be nice to have handy if, I broke down in the middle of nowhere.
Absolutely, and we definitely kind of live out in the country, so it's good to make sure you're prepared even in your car.
And got a survival blanket in case you get lost in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and they're handy to have in your car kits because they're so small.
Yeah.
And they keep you really warm even though they're so thin. They keep all of that body heat in. So good to have this winter in case your power went out, in case you were in the car and you got stranded. So all good things to have. And then the last couple of things
I'd have a blanket, just an extra blanket.
Absolutely. Actually, Finn, I've got one all the way over there. A blanket's good to have.
And then some insect repellent, just in case you're out there in the wild.
That's right. Well,
in the wilds.
The wilds, and you talked about flooding, right, Finn?
And floods.
We get lots of bugs after we get lots of rain, so it's really important to have some bug spray handy just to keep yourself safe. And then just little things to keep yourself comfortable, having something like chapstick. Anything that is specific to you and your family, you also want to plan through. So, like, I have a dog at home. Finn, do you have any pets?
Yeah.
What do you have at home?
I've got I've got 3 dogs and I think like 10, 11 cats.
Yeah, but cats and animals are smart, right?
Yeah.
They know how to survive. But the thing that we can do to make sure that we're taking care of our family and our pets is to make sure that we include them in our kits. And so having things like dog food in our kits or cat food, making sure that we have enough
dog
water.
Food, cat food.
Yeah.
Their favorite toy to play with.
That's right, because nobody likes a bored dog. I know when my dog is bored, she gets in a lot of trouble. So, when you're building your kit, this is just a sneak peek. I know we had a lot of things on our table, but take it one step at a time. Gather what you have at first. If you don't have a nice big tote, that's okay. Just grab a box, right, Finn?
Just grab a box.
Keep it safe in your closet or in your basement. Really, it's about taking it one step at a time. You don't have to have everything all at once. Start with what you have.
Or you can put it in a bucket if you want to.
A bucket works great because that's waterproof.
Yep.
So great options. And preparedness is something that we do and we slowly build up to it. So don't worry, start slow. We can't stop these emergencies from happening, but we can help you to feel more confident and to be ready to face whatever's in front of you. Thank you so much.
The Disability Vote Coalition is here to help you with all your voting needs. Let's meet some of the coalition members who will give an overview of what they do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jenny Newgart with the Wisconsin Disability Vote Coalition. The coalition is coordinated by the Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities and Disability Rights Wisconsin. And together, along with many other organizations, we work to make sure people with disabilities know their voting rights and have the information they need to be able to vote. In the next 10 minutes or so, you will learn about why voting is important, your rights, and how to be more involved. Our first video is all about your voting rights. You'll learn about things like accessible voting machines, curbside voting, and having someone help you with your ballot. You'll also get an idea of what a polling place looks like and the overall voting process.
Wisconsin Disability Vote Coalition logo reveal. The camera is moving forward to show a voting booth and also the City of Madison polling place signs. The camera is panning around an AutoMark machine. A voter is looking at the AutoMark machine.
As a voter, and especially a voter with a disability, it's important that I know my rights when I go to vote. By law, all polling places in Wisconsin must be accessible for people with disabilities. Once a voter with a disability arrives at a polling place, no matter how they got there, there must be an accessible route to get to the entrance from the parking lot or drop-off zone. If parking is provided at your polling place, accessible parking must be provided for people with disabilities and should include the space itself, an adjacent access aisle, and proper signage. If the accessible route is different than the general path of travel, the polling place must have signs to direct voters with disabilities to the route.
All polling places are required by law to have an accessible voting machine. Each municipality might use different accessible voting machines, but poll workers at every municipality are required to assist you if you need assistance. A poll worker should be able to explain how the accessible voting machine works, or assist you with casting your ballot using the voting machine. Remember, you have the right to vote privately and independently.
If you need assistance marking your ballot on election day, you may take anyone you wish with you to the voting booth, except your employer and your union representative. This person is allowed to help you mark your ballot, but can't tell you who or what to vote for.
After you have marked your ballot, the person helping you must sign the ballot in the space provided. The election workers will write the name of your assister on the voting list.
The assister does not have to be qualified to vote.
All polling locations should have an accessible entrance. However, if you're unable to enter your polling location or absentee voting location due to a disability, curbside voting is available. 2 poll workers will bring in your ballot to conduct voting at your vehicle or the polling place entrance. If you're voting curbside, you're not required to sign the poll list, though you are still required to show a photo ID according to the requirements of Wisconsin's photo ID law before receiving a ballot.
2 poll workers are walking back into the polling place. The poll worker hands a voter an "I voted" sticker. The voter puts the sticker on her shirt. The camera tilts up to reveal a container of "I voted" stickers.
There are many reasons people choose to vote. Here are a few. It's your chance to voice your opinion. It's your constitutionally protected right. It's your chance to choose decision makers who decide policies that impact people with disabilities. Legislators listen to regular voters more than people who don't vote. It's your civic responsibility. In our next video, you will hear from young adults who have a disability and had attended the Wisconsin Youth Leadership Forum. They will share even more reasons for voting and why they decided to register to vote and become regular voters. By the way, the YLF is another great program BPDD runs. It's for high school students with disabilities who want to become better self-advocates and leaders. It happens every summer, and you can learn more about it at our website, wi-bpdd.org.
Wisconsin Disability Vote Coalition displays with video title, Wisconsin Youth Voices on Voting, My Vote Matters. We see young adults in a classroom learning about the Wisconsin Disability Vote Coalition and their voting rights. The young adults are sharing with one another about their voting experiences. Christy, age 28.
The first time I voted was for the 2008 election for Hillary versus Obama, and I was 18 then.
Matthew, age 22.
I had voted before, yes. I registered for voting back when I was around 17 or 18 years old. Registered online, and the process was pretty simple for voting.
Ben, age 18.
What's exciting for me when I get to vote is I get to have my own seat in my government.
Christy.
What's exciting about voting to me is the fact that one voice can change something.
Savannah, age 22.
I think there's a lot of myths about voting and saying that your vote doesn't matter when historically there's been one vote has changed the decision. And being excited for your voice to be heard, especially as a young person. Sometimes we hear our elders say, well, you don't know any better, you're just a child, you don't really know, you don't understand the world, but you really are already the future. So being able to vote is having your voice being heard and seeing the change that you want to see.
Matthew.
If I would encourage them to vote, it'd be to learn about politics and stuff like that. That's actually important in our country. Now I'm listening to more politic radio in my car as a result of voting and stuff like that. And it's actually a huge deal in our country. And it's all stuff that people can really learn about and take home for sure.
Dalton, age 18.
If I could motivate them to register, I would probably tell them that you could have the chance to change the world in the future.
Ben?
If you want to have a say in your government, go for it. Go vote. Go vote.
Is it scary?
No. It is a little scary when you first vote, but after a few times, 2 or 3 times, you get used to it, and it's not scary at all.
There are many ways people with disabilities can be involved in the voting process. For example, you can talk to your legislator about issues you may have experienced with voting. You could file a complaint with the Wisconsin Elections Commission so they can improve the voting process. You can be part of the coalition and work on ways to make voting easier for people with disabilities, or you can become a poll worker. I hope these videos have helped you understand the importance of voting and motivated you to rev up the vote. The Wisconsin Disability Vote Coalition is here to help. Just call the Disability Rights Wisconsin hotline at 1-844-DIS-VOTE. That's 1-844-347-8683, or email us at info@disabilityvote.org. You can also find a lot more videos and resources on our website at disabilityvote.org. Finally, you can like us on Facebook and Twitter. I hope you enjoy the rest of this fabulous conference, and don't forget to vote.
The Aging and Disability Resource Centers, or ADRC, answers questions about aging or living with a disability. They help Wisconsin residents stay independent by connecting them with resources. Let's see what they have to say.
Hi, I'm Beth Roberts, ADRC of Winnebago County Director in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. ADRC stands for Aging and Disability Resource Center. There is an Aging and Disability Resource Center in every county in the state of Wisconsin. ADRCs also serve tribal regions in Wisconsin. ADRCs serve adults over age 60, adults with physical disabilities, adults with intellectual disabilities, youth age 17 and a half who are transitioning into adult services, and people with mental illness and or substance abuse. Today I'd like to talk about what the ADRCs provide and how you might benefit from accessing us. ADRCs provide a variety of different services throughout the community. One of them is to provide enrollment counseling and options counseling for people who might be interested in long-term care programs in Wisconsin. We also have disability benefit specialists to help people under age 60 coordinate their benefits, elderly benefits who assist people with coordinating benefits if you are over age 60, and dementia care specialists. Dementia care specialists were not previously in every county, but soon to be in all areas of Wisconsin. Dementia care specialists offer a variety of different types of programs geared toward people who might have dementia or memory loss and their caregivers. ADRCs are available to serve people age 17 and a half with youth transition services into adult programs. ADRCs are also able to help with resources throughout all different types of populations, including people with mental illness or people just looking for a variety of different things to do in the community. One of the things that each ADRC offers is a resource directory. We have an online version of the resource directory and a printed version. The online version of the resource directory is even easier to search and has more information on it and is kept up to date every day. We strongly encourage you to access your local ADRC website, as you can find out different caregiver programs, resource directory, support groups, and many, many other opportunities in the community. You can find out about volunteer programs, meal programs, specialized transportation, and a variety of other things that people can benefit from. As for caregiver programs, each county also has a National Family Caregiver Support Program and Alzheimer's Family Support Caregiver Program. Those are programs to assist people who are caring for a loved one who is over age 60. Some of the other programs that might be accessed through the ADRC are Adult Protective Services. Those are services for people who are in need of protection, such as elder abuse, financial abuse, physical abuse, or just in need of a guardian or some other type of protective services. We can also provide assistance about learning other ways to assist a person who needs financial assistance, such as a representative payee or a durable power of attorney or a supported decision maker. Those are all things you can ask about through your ADRC. ADRCs can assist you with filling out durable power of attorney paperwork as well. For caregivers, we also offer support groups, respite programs, caregiver conferences, and we have something today in Oshkosh called the Senior Expo. So there are many, many opportunities for you to learn about the resources that are available to you and to access them, because we want to support people to stay in their homes and have strong, healthy caregivers. We also offer many different things to assist the person who is interested in long-term care, such as enrolling into a managed care organization, transferring from one managed care organization to another, information about our local IRIS programs, which is where you can choose the types of services that you want and self-manage them with the assistance of a service broker. Those are all things you can learn about when involved with options counseling. Many ADRCs offer a newsletter, which are a tremendously helpful benefit as to what's happening local and present in the community. Those are available on our website, and many ADRCs are willing to send them out or post them or publish them throughout the community. There are many different types of dementia care programs available in each ADRC. For example, we offer free memory screens, which help provide information about a person's cognitive ability. We offer caregiver programs such as Powerful Tools for Caregivers. We have horseback riding programs for people with dementia. And one of the things that are most often used is memory cafes, which are done with the caregiver and the participant. Some ADRCs offer a Sparks program, which is an opportunity to have more culture activities and community-based activities. ADRCs have been a resource for people who are needing to access resources regarding COVID and COVID vaccinations. We also coordinate with local public health departments to assist people with accessing COVID information and or COVID testing and vaccinations. There might be daily types of cares that you need help with. There might be equipment, home modifications, loan closets. Those are all things that you can seek assistance from the local ADRC with. There are many different types of falls prevention programs throughout the state to assist people with, again, staying in their homes and staying healthy and safe. ADRCs can also assist with the financial eligibility for Medicaid programs. Though those programs are accessed through local economic support departments and through your local consortium, ADRCs can assist with getting the right information to the right people to be able to apply for Medicaid. ADRCs also coordinate with other community partners in different training opportunities. We've assisted with training fire departments and police departments to better understand how to support people when they need to access the fire and police department. We also provide training to local businesses, which is called Purple Angel Training. And those trainings are to assist people
with better supporting patrons in their business who might have memory loss or some type of a disability. ADRCs vary in the type of things that they offer. Our ADRC offers a small card that can be passed on to a waiter or waitress or personnel in the store to let them know that you're working with someone who may have some type of memory loss or disability, and that they would have a better understanding of how to care for them, support them, and wait on them. The information that you've heard is just a brief synopsis of what we can provide to you at the ADRC. I strongly encourage you to access us, ask the questions that you have to seek the help that you need. There's really no wrong door to get to us, and there's no wrong question. We will somehow link you up with what you're looking for, especially when regarding resources in the community. If you don't know how to access your local ADRC, you can of course Google it, but you can also go onto the state's website, which is dhs.wisconsin.gov/ADRC, to find out how you can access your local ADRC. Hopefully this information's been helpful to you and pique your interest on how to get the services that you need.
We hope you enjoy learning about these community resources. I want to give a special thanks to all the sponsoring organizations and people who participated. Our next scheduled event is the All Abilities Marketplace at 4 p.m. Be sure and join fabulous artists from all over Wisconsin for a virtual night market experience. And don't forget to tune back in at 6 this evening for our featured movie, Best Summer Ever. Thank you and have a great conference.